Alrighty. Welcome to the SRU Trucks at Las Vegas. Race number 3. As you see here, I get ready to qualify. Out there first is Philip Bridgman in the 40 truck. Was good, the bumpy turns and 1 and 2. That is for sure. Points are very close. Points are very close here in the Truck Series. Jeff Gilmore's the leader. And second place is Cliff Ashley. Tied for second would be Cliff Ashley and Kevin Roy. Both 7 points behind Jeff. Then you got Jason, who is 13 points behind. And then you have Philip Bridgman, who is 14 points behind. It'll be a good one out here, that's for sure. Alongside of me tonight is old Will.
Yes, very tight-knit. 15 points separate the top 5 in points. Just like you mentioned, third race of 15 race scheduled season here in the SRU Truck Series here at Las Vegas. I feel like we were just here not so long ago.
I don't think it was that long ago.
It was September 1st. I already looked it up. It was for a DNR series race of some sort. Whatever day September 1st falled upon. Not good with calendar dates. So it must have been an Xfinity race. I've been trying to figure it out all evening. Anyway, as we know, all my days kind of blend together into one big giant month. Every single month. So, anywho, glad to be back here Friday evening. Calling another excellent race, hopefully to be. From what I heard, of around 31 to 33 laps maybe on a tank of fuel here at Vegas. So that might be coming into question. So
yeah, we shall see how pit stops go and all that. Give it a little information.
Looks like at the moment we only got, what is that, 11 or 12 qualified at the moment?
Yeah. 12 it is right now. As you see here, track temp is 72 degrees. The weather outside itself is 67 degrees. 20% humidity, partly cloudy with a 5-mile-per-hour wind. They do have 101 laps, which is 151.5 miles. The tires, they get unlimited. Their fuel is 75. They do get 2 quick fixes and 1 attempt at a green-white checker. So on that note,
13 competitors have attempted to qualify on the scoring tower. Scoring pylons, scoring totem pole. Looks like we got a 3-way tie for the pole position. And then, man, just look how tight-knit this field is. I was also talking to one of the drivers. He said you could hold it wide open probably 5-10 laps, maybe a little bit more. So maybe we might see some pack racing here tonight, or a little bit of it. And here it, oh, hello, Chevy Silverado, official pace truck of iRacing, just plopped down to the pavement. That's nice. Here is the starting lineup. Brian.
P1 will be Austin Anderson. P2 will be Keith Hurlbut. P3 will be Jeff Gilmore. P4 will be David Cassidy. P5 will be Mark Kosick. P6 will be James Bryan. P7 will be Dakota Bryan. P8 will be Philip Bridgman. P9 will be Larry Blair. P10 will be Josh Small. P11 will be Jaden. P12 will be Jason. P13 will be Terry. P14 will be Mike. P15 will be Jim. P16 will be Kevin. P17 will be Michael. P18 will be Robert. So they have 18 competitors tonight in the old Truck Series. Nice stout field. The two Canadians will be behind each other. No, they will not.
Well, Kyle Heath isn't in this race, so his competitors don't have to worry about him being here tonight. But Austin Anderson is here. He's trying to go back to back, I do believe.
Yes, I do believe
I think
he won last week too.
Mark Kostick with a pretty good qualifying position. He normally doesn't qualify, but it appears he nagged a top 5 starting spot.
Oh yeah, he was running good practice times here and all the other good stuff. So nothing less really. He was showing very good speed here in practice. Always good to see that. A lot of these boys were showing very good speed in practice.
So we had 5 trucks not to make an attempt to qualify. That would be Colemansberger, Roy, Palmer, my apologies, Duguay, Colemansberger, Roy, Palmer, and Cheswick. I believe did not make the qualifying lap. So be on the lookout for them to a couple of them to try to make their way through the field. And green flag is about to be displayed. These truckers will see the green flag waving. And they are underway. 152 miles. Trying to pull out with an early hole shot. Gilmore not letting him pull away here early on this opening lap. Kosick about walked the dog up the track into Cassidy, but Cassidy was able to almost full fuel on the outside of the point. Kosick was able to throw it down in there and trying to fend off one of the Bryans. I believe that is Dakota. Now he leaves that spot to Griffin going around on the outside. So qualifying real good early and then gonna drop a little bit here early on. It looks like for the 33, he's just trying to let them all go. For the most part, Operation Ride is in effect for Mark. He just wants to get to the back. Not sure. Perhaps he's got maybe qualifying might work in his favor, but at this moment in time, it's almost Mark turned himself into a rolling chicane on that opening lap, I guess you could say, and still kind of struggling, I guess, to come up with a temp with the tires, possibly.
Oh yeah, Josh Small's riding right there behind the 24. taking his time, easing on through. It is a long race for these boys, so no need to push. Save what you got, and then try to go for it. Before there.
Can't be good making up a couple of spots from where he started. Larry Blair riding right there with him. I would suspect these two are just going to ride around and get a better feel for the racetrack and slowly make their way inside the top 10 and out of it.
Get used to hitting your marks in turn one. I know in turn one they got that nice little rough bump there. I know it upset the Xfinity cars. I don't think it upsets the trucks very much.
Well, Anderson under pressure from Hurlbut, and Hurlbut takes the lead from Anderson on lap 7. Cassidy and Gilmore exchanging blows. Cassidy gets ahead of Gilmore, but Gilmore gives him back. Man, look at this battle ensuing here. 6 trucks all under a blanket. Hurlbut, Anderson, Cassidy, Gilmore, Bridgman, and Bryan. Well, Dakota. Yeah, Dakota Bryan, not James, not at the moment. They're having a squabble back there, trying to figure out who wants to lead that second group. It looks like perhaps, but this front group has managed to break away a little bit.
Oh yeah. So the one leading that second group is Jason. So Jason's leading that second pack there with Sanchez and James and Josh.
Yeah, that's about a 4-truck pack in the second pack. 4 or 5. Not sure if Dakota's just riding in the coattails of this front group, maybe just pedaling, trying to get Adams up there with them. Almost looks like they have caught them. Maybe the next time by they might. Maybe on the back stretch, but this is about to get even bigger. We're only 10 laps into this race.
And you hear a lot of throttle control from the 23 of Anderson. As you see, there's Philip Bridgman applying pressure back up to 23. Oh, well, there's that backpack that caught Dr. T there.
Yes. Now everybody from first all the way down to 10th is aligned head to stern. Josh Small, as you aforementioned, being the caboose of this line of trucks at the moment. Philip being pressured by Gilmore. David leader. Cassidy. Yep, everybody just needs a good night, momentum. Just always moving on to the next week, next race, as long as nothing drastically bad happens here. But just got to be consistent if you're gonna have a chance to run for a championship in any type of championship format, whether it's just go off the points or you got to lock yourself in somehow, or playoffs, elimination stop, whatever. You just got to mainly be consistent. Winning's great, but sometimes just finishing second or third or 8th at the end of the day is all it takes. As you can see, Philip now applying the pressure to Anderson. Everybody gets up on one another, and this could be the perfect time for a wreck to occur, because everybody, Brian, everybody's got different let-off points, or maybe somebody's trail breaking. Okay, Jaden really threw me for a loop there, but you just never can tell when you might accidentally just plow somebody over, and you never know when the great accordion effect might come into play, as Dakota, looking underneath the 40 of Bridgman, looks like he will securely take that position, and Gilmore will happily just go with. Bridgman had a moment, I want to say, maybe coming out of turn 4, or just going through the trioval there, the dog leg portion of the front straightaway, and that allowed the huge door of opportunity for Gilmore and Dakota there. Now Gilmore trying to look by Dakota, but I think it'd just be best if they just stay in line here, and that way they can maintain that gap, run them down, run them back down, because you can see whenever they passed Phillip, they lost a little bit of time. Anderson and Hurlbut had a bit of a coming together, and man, almost was a big tragedy. It might have been Cassidy. A 17 and a 7. Anybody could get confused right there. But Anderson probably saw his life flash before his eyes. I can't believe he's not farther back than just battling right here with Dakota for 4th and 3rd. You would have thought, man, he about to die. But they somehow gathered it up, kept it going straight. He wasn't a lawnmower for too long, and then possibly contact going into turn 1 between the two, and lots of stacking up going on everywhere throughout turns 1 and 2. Even the dog agrees in the background.
And he agrees with everything.
Arcing it really down, getting down to the paint. Man, it's amazing how much things can change in an instant whenever somebody makes a slip up, or just a mistake occurs. Oh man, you can really see that's riding on board with Gilmore. Just how much of a struggle it may be. It looks simple, it looks easy, but getting down to that bottom, to just wrap that bottom around. Oh man, Dakota's really going for it. Really got down to that inside fender quarter panel of Hurlbut. Side drafted him coming out of turn 4, got him up the track, got underneath him, got a nose, still there. Oh, and then Hurlbut says, man, no, go away. And Gilmore makes a, oh! Did they save it? Oh, what another tremendous save. Adams got into the back of the 40 after all of the evasive maneuvering that Dakota and Gilmore was doing. They were trying to run for the hills, and I'm not sure if Bridgman has a lot of damage or any at all, but possibly some right side damage. I think I see the spoiler on the back up somewhere where it's not supposed to be. You can see Adams now, Sanchez had a move, but they're both going to go underneath Hurlbut. Hurlbut has to really get up out of the groove. Oh man, I think the Bridgman mobile is kind of wounded at this moment in time. I think he's going to fall a couple of more tenths off the pace here. He looks kind of wounded. Sanchez aggressively looking for a way by in that. That's a rather nice RKR paint scheme there, not going to lie. Purple, I like the purple. It's a nice shade of purple. But getting around Jason Adams finally, after following him up inside the top 5 from the start of the race. Man, that front 3 kind of broke away since what did done happen between Anderson and it was either Cassidy or Hurlbut, one of the two trucks with a 7 in the number. But man, we've had 2 wrecks that should have been a wreck but wasn't a wreck. So I wonder how many more we're going to have of those. We've probably had a couple of more that we just wasn't able to see that happened further back. But everything's been so hectic and chaotic up around the top 5, top 10 area. We haven't really been able. I mean, it's only 24 laps into this race, and it's been pretty, man, on the edge of your seat. You would have thought it was 25 laps to go, not only 25 laps into the race.
Yep, but you see Phillip getting swallowed up by the second backpack here.
Indeed he is, Brian. That is a result of that hard lick he sustained. You can really see the damage from behind that he had taken from that big wallop in the wall. Anytime you hit the wall, it's normally not too
early.
Man, well, maybe, you know, whenever you're hard charging like some of these cats were, Brian, maybe you don't get the best fuel mileage here. Maybe that tachometer or that gauge tells you one thing, but you get a completely different thing whenever you're out there just letting it eat. I almost thought that one of the Bryans was blowing up, but it was just some tire smoke. Perhaps coming, you know, some brake lockup, perhaps coming down to pits. After I eventually saw every body in front of him pitting, I was like, oh, okay, they're indeed doing pit stops. So I got worried for a moment. I'm like, he just randomly blew up.
Hey, see that Phillip does have some damage there on the right side.
Oh, yes. It may not have looked that hard of a hit at the time, but I bet if we get a chance to go back and look at it, it's a lot harder than you think. Impacts that don't look as hard, but you still get a decent amount of damage. That truck got a decent amount of damage for how much it impacted the wall. Kind of looks surprising, I know, but...
Well, at least he probably won't... Well, I mean, at least now he can probably save a little bit more fuel now, being with the damage and stuff like that.
I was going to say possibly that, and also, you know, he gets that halfway break portion of the race here. Maybe he could take some right sides and just enough gas to get to that halfway portion, and do some wacky strategy like a Skylar 60 method, and you know, try something to where he wouldn't either be a lap down or getting near a lap down or anyway. Hello.
That's so Kyle.
Oh, Gilmore really held up behind the 40 abridgment as he was going to make an attempt. Oh, Phillip. I don't know. Might be a penalty or something, perhaps. I think did he get the commitment line?
I think he did.
I know it's different on iRacing compared to the way it is in the real world.
Yeah.
So 13 point.
Yeah, he was fine. He didn't get no penalty.
13.1 even with locking it way down. But that probably cost him a whole lot of time.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it did. And that's Very unfortunate for, there you go, high school football game. AC Adams coming in, Blair.
Yeah, football season back in swing.
But like I said earlier, boy, these boys were going at it. On lap 26, it's like, you still have a lot of laps left here. Oh, okay. That's weird. Anyway, you see them making their stops. Top 3 there. All lined up. Anderson, Brian, Gilmore. Oh! Wow, run here. These boys are going at it. Anderson, Gilmore, and Brian. See here they come into turns 3 and 4. As they come by the start finish. Gilmore.
Yes, Brian. My apologies. I was just going to say, I think some drivers will be rethinking the strategy after the stage break or the halfway break of this race, just because of how separated everyone has gotten. Maybe it might be best to stay with the group of which you're racing in. Perhaps Bridgman didn't lose too much time. He possibly did just take right sides and fuel. So
that's probably what happened.
11 to 10 laps away from the halfway comp caution. Gilmore and Anderson really slugging it out, and then you got Sanchez and Adams back here. Mark Koshik is driven his way back up inside the top 6. He might have been 5th before.
Oh, Josh. Yeah, the 28. Great driver. I'll go ahead and give you a little look on his paint there. Right there in the 28.
Yes, Josh having a good run here with Duguay.
Yes. Duguay and Palmer.
Yes, Palmer just ahead of the 54 and the 31. They probably should catch Philip Bridgman before the stage or comp caution.
Oh yeah, that name sounds familiar.
Don't get me to lying. Oh man, Josh almost pounded the wall coming out of turn 4, but he finally veered away from it. Unfortunately, the Titanic could not do the same, but Josh did. So he's got one up on the Titanic.
I thought that's what that was. How are you?
Who is it?
Oh, I forgot her name, but I know who she is. I saw her profile picture on
Okay.
on Twitch.
Alrighty. Skippity bop bop.
But anyway, you have Anderson, Gilmore,
Anderson.
Bryan, and is that Chaz?
Holmansburg. Oh,
I did. Unfortunately, I did. It's been a while, you know.
well, I never knew your name to forget it, so luckily I'm not in the
Hey,
boat with Brian.
Listen,
I'm in my own boat drifting away from the Titanic. Get out of my boat. I will hit you with my paddle, Brian.
I
got-
really did. I forgot.
Anderson back in the lead. So he is back in charge, in control of the race pace. Dakota having a really strong run here
Sarah?
after getting into the top 5. Would you like to phone a friend?
I want to say it's Sarah. But
Oh man, you
could
just
be
made
wrong.
somebody cry tonight, Brian. Possibly not cry, but at least a little worse than what they already were. Good for you.
I don't know, Sarah. I don't know.
Wow.
I forget you know how long it's been?
I feel like, we're... Anyway.
Hold on, wait. It'll dawn on me, but go ahead and keep talking. I don't know. I was just spitting names.
Be really funny if, whenever you said it dawned on me. It'd be funny if the person's name was never mind. Anyway, I don't know who Sarah is. I don't... Last Sarah I knew, I went to church with a girl named... We are getting way off topic of this evening. It's amazing what viewership will do to you. You just get distracted by comments, and away we go, off to another realm of possibilities. Anywho, man, look at that. Cheswick out there still pacing.
Oh, yeah.
He's unfortunately 4 laps down. Just became a 4th lap down.
Yeah, right. Tiffany. No, it ain't.
All right. Well, as long as we don't ask where the person lives, we're okay. Like, we didn't, you can't do that on like a...
Well, that's right.
On like a YouTube, Twitch platform thing. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Like you... Anywho.
That's why we're not doing it.
Exactly. I'm just saying. Just point that out. Don't start asking random questions. Gilmore can't seem to get back around Anderson once he got back in that clean air. After he got back around Gilmore, Gilmore was going to be able to maintain the lead until the comp caution, but it looks as if Double A here is going... Wow.
Brian. It's Brian.
I mean, you can call him Ryan. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, as the 75 of Jeff Gilmore, which, by the way, is your points leader, once again.
It's just over the skin of his teeth.
Yes.
But we're only 3
points.
races in.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we can stress it a little bit, but... And here is the top caution.
Yes.
I mean, she obviously can't be a shy woman or girl, because she's obviously left a lot of comments so far. Probably the most comments we've had in a broadcast in a little bit, if you don't count like James or Ernie or somebody like that. But anyway, I'm talking about like someone that doesn't normally. So, after we get done with this pit stop during this caution period, like I said, during that little final run after that stint, I would suspect that a lot of drivers, a lot of competitors, Brian, would be rethinking the strategy. You saw how much people gained by short pitting and coming in early, if that could be beneficial in the longer run. But then you got the people that in the back of their mind, well, if I could just go longer, maybe I don't have to do, say, 2 more pit stops. Because if this is a pretty quick caution, you know, there's going to be, you know, a lot of racing left to do. And it may come down, depending on how hard you charge. We talked about it earlier. It sounds kind of wrong in a couple of different ways, but depending on how much you want to put down in the race pace, you know, you might have to come to pit road twice, maybe, perhaps. You never know.
And talk to Dakota real quick. Mr. Dakota.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
going on?
good to see you.
Oh, another beautiful night out here at SRU Truck Series.
I gotta say something. I love the colorful colorness of your English hard today, of yours and your father's trucks. Like anytime it's like a day glow color, I'm a nut for like a color like that on a race vehicle. But how's that truck handling there, Dakota? You maybe played some strategy to get out front there, did you?
Oh, the truck's handling great. It's probably one of the better handling tracks for this truck. It's really fun, you know, nothing too crazy. Unfortunately, it's not a gas mileage race, so you got to actually race. No strategy tonight.
No strategy tonight, eh? So no more pit stop?
One more pit stop. That's it.
One more.
Just one.
Just one. Okay, so all that hype of me trying to maybe play a what if out the window now. I lost all of that oxygen for nothing. So, do you think you got anything for the win here tonight, Dakota? You just maybe sandbagging a little bit here in this early going?
Well, we'll see what happens at the end. See who runs their tires out, who saves them, all that stuff.
Do you think it might come down to just who would be better at that at the end, or who pits sooner rather than later type of thing?
I think it's going to come down to who can get in pit road and out the cleanest if we got to do a green flag stop.
Free. Yes, indeed. I would agree with you on that as well. Got to be mistake free. Anderson and Gilmore, they seem to be a couple of tough customers. You think you could drive away from them?
I don't think so. I think this is going to be a tight race all the way to the end, in all honesty.
It has looked like it so far. Well, thanks for talking to us, Dakota. Good luck to you, bud.
Not a problem, and thanks for hosting this, or broadcasting this, guys.
No problem.
Indeed, sir. Appreciate it. Look at Sanchez up there, just moseying along.
Sorry, folks. I tried to get Josh in here.
Oh.
No, you're fine. We'll talk to him next if another caution comes out, because they wanted some info on Mr. Smalls. I guess his truck's doing all right. Probably a little. Josh always hangs out until I would say about maybe.
I would say go time, and then he suddenly appears sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Not every track is going to be the best place for somebody. You're not going to be fantastic everywhere. And, you know, sometimes you just got to see how the cards fall. And some nights just aren't your night.
Wait.
Yes, very questionable.
Yes, he is. You know that already. Boy, he's very vicious with that flag, ain't he?
Yes, stabbing the air with that.
As Dakota gets a great jump going into 2, but Anderson is still creeping in on his quarter. As you got a bunch of wild drivers in the back, all chasing down Dakota.
Sanchez makes a move on the inside of the 24. Jason Adams
Oh,
Man,
there's that slip up.
Oh, huge mistake by the 4. It's going to take out. Did I just see everybody drive around that?
Yes.
Round of applause. Round of applause for everybody.
Yeah. I would be in the show on Sunday. So I think they're getting another group to broadcast it. So I'll make sure Josh sends you a link. All that other good stuff. But I'll be out there. Oh, Terry. There's Josh right there in the 28.
Oh!
Close call, and he's got his little help behind him.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in the booth today.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I haven't gotten any information yet. I don't, That's why I said I don't know if it's a broadcaster or not.
We still got to get our fax machine with our facts.
But anyway, Josh there creeping up onto the 7 with Philip behind him.
I tell you that incident that Jaden had coming out of turn 4, it really split the pack up here, Brian. A lot of them checked completely up. A lot of them Days of Thundered it and went through it. I thought, man, when the camera changed angles and panned away, all you saw was smoke, and I'm like, it's a huge crash, all the monstrosity. But it was just Jaden crashing. No one else, miraculously. That just goes to show you, in my opinion, how good these guys are with wreck avoidance. Okay? Yeah, normally Josh Smalls, no matter what number he is, normally has a couple of magnets on his truck or car, and they just come to him. But yeah, I'm just really surprised that we could see at the moment in time. No one else caught up in that. Chamberlain really far off the pace. Oh wow!
Look at that, father and son now, right there together.
Okay, that's what you were gonna say. Okay. Yes, really working well together now. 3rd and 2nd place for the 2, and possibly trying to maybe find a way by Austin Anderson there in that 23 machine. Everybody, good breakaway here from 1st back to 6th position. Yes, indeed. Hurled it back there with the 2nd group, which is only 3 truck group.
And they're catching up too.
Yes, it's got Hurlbit, Small.
Yep, go ahead.
And Bridgman.
That Jim up there in P4 the other day. Good run by him. Yet again, he did very good on Wednesday here. So he likes Vegas. He knows how to maneuver around. So, I mean, that's always a plus. You see Jason Adams coming into the mix. Probably coming in to fix some of the damage he has gotten.
Yeah, that might hurt him a little bit in points if nobody wrecks out, or if we don't have any more wrecks. If it just stays green till the end, this might hurt him a little bit in the point situation.
Oh, yeah.
He is one of those drivers that's separated by 15 points coming into this race.
But you see there, that 2nd pack has caught up. Josh Small is hanging back a little bit behind that 7. So in case if any occurrence does happen, hopefully avoid it.
Rogers on the booter for you. Red Baron Pizza, you and me.
Red Baron's Pizza and Hooters. There you go.
Oof.
Oh, father and son
Coleman's
boy
Burger.
about made contact. There's
Coleman's
Josh
burger bout came up and RKO'd David Cassidy in 17. He hit the bumps really harshly on the inside. Up came up and dyno cutter.
Oh, yeah. And Josh hanging in strong, so is Phil, which is always good. So that's for sure.
Yeah, the top 9 all under a blanket.
I see Josh Small gonna attempt to push the 7.
I'd say that regular cuts off the ball. Possibly hanging around, maybe something else in the turn. I would say he's right in that good buffer. You know, he's the last car in the train line there. Coleman's burger, like you said, having a good run inside the top 5. Started way down right. He started like
Way in the back.
below, yeah, 15, somewhere around there.
As we come to 67 of 101. Looking pretty good out here. Well, we're going to go ahead and do our little cutaway thing here. A little crank that up part for a little bit and get right back. As we come back here to Coleman's burger and James. Having a great battle here for P4 with Jeff and Amira and Josh Small. I know, we always do our little segment roughly. We try to get it halfway, but they do their comp, their stage break halfway, so we normally wait a couple of laps and go ahead and do that little crank it up section of the race. So I've been sitting here the whole time, so
letting people enjoy the sound of very realistic-ish, as very authentic and close sounding you're going to get to the real thing is what iRacing provides. And me and Brian can attest that it sounds very close to the real thing. And I'm really proud of our little crank it up portion that we do. Sometimes for 6 laps, or sometimes we just let time go by on accident because we just love the sound of these trucks and cars. We hope our fans enjoy it too. Hopefully it don't wake up any of the little kids that might be listening, or that would be listening if they are already in the bed.
I got Anderson, Brian, Blair. Ches came out. So Anderson, Brian,
We're
and Blair.
in the middle.
Oh yeah, pit stop cycle.
In the middle of the pit stop cycle, indeed. Mark Caution started this pit cycle. That's kind of interesting to see where he shapes out to be. Adams, who pitted around 61, if I'm not mistaken. Around 66, somewhere around there, 67, way soon. But maybe he had a problem of the sort, not quite sure.
As we come up on 25 to go. The boys doing a great job. As always, every week they come in and they can put a show on. But David Cassidy's leading.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many accidents that has occurred tonight, but wasn't for those yellow flags. Jaden Sanchez's incident that unfortunately resulted in him being out of this event. I guess you could say he went digging for gold and found a lot of coal. Unfortunately, he went and made a move with really fresh tires, cold tires, I guess you could say, wasn't up to snuff yet, and got wicked loose and came right around on him. Had a good tank slapper moment. I really thought he was going to collect half the field, and somehow these truckers got by him.
Oh yes, Josh has been doing very good. Oh yeah, I thought you were done.
Oh, I was going to add to the Josh Small here. Like he always seems to be creeping in the late going. Always tries to get the strategy right. Sometimes it doesn't go right. But, yes, he's sitting here in 4th position at the moment in this cycle of green flag stops, but not going to stay there for the foreseeable future, unfortunately.
I've been trying to work with him to get him a little bit better at tire saving and fuel saving management. But you know and I know sometimes he gets so focused and he tends to forget about all that, and he's just too busy focusing on what's in front of him, and he just enjoys racing. That's just point blank period. So I mean,
yes,
he ain't from. Oh, well. You mean the highest position?
I'm surprised Gilmore has not pitted. He has stayed up there with Coleman'sberger. That's kind of surprising to me. I would have figured Gilmore would have pitted around the time Anderson or people like that.
Well, I mean, he is hard-headed. That is for sure. Me personally, known him for so long, we know how well that works. So, yes, Josh, no money's awarded. Well, I mean, you do in real life. You get paid out for winning the race. technically, if he wins, yes, he would get paid in real life. But I'm just sitting here, you know. But sometimes these boys do little giveaways and stuff like that. That's why this group is fantastic and all that. Me and Josh raced with them on Wednesday too, and now we're gonna pick up Sunday with me and Josh work as teammates on Wednesday, and we're gonna do it on Sunday. So. But yeah, Josh up there before, and Will, I knew Kevin Roy will get by him eventually. Kevin Roy's really good like that. Just the tire saver and all that other stuff.
Yes, all that other stuff. We're still expecting Gilmore, Coleman-Berger, Roy, and Smalls to make their pit stop. Double A has unlapped himself. The father and son duo of the Bryans are going and looking to unlap themselves. Hard to hear you both at times. Yeah, I think, Brian, your audio tonight might have been a bit low as far as voice audio. Maybe like the sim audio or the computer audio was a bit loud earlier, I guess you could say.
Well, see, I try not to talk too loud because then people's eardrums tend to...
they said the trucks are too loud.
Oh. I'll have to adjust that when the race is over. Actually.
I mean, coming through my television, we both sound okay, but I don't know what it would sound like.
Jaden, man, it happens. The bumps in turns 1 and 2 are brutal.
I mean, you're not a disappointment, but you were trying. Like, I was not. Don't let this beat you up because you made a mistake. You got to learn from the mistakes, and that's what gets you better. Okay. I applaud the move. Like, it was daring, it was brave. I was like, hey, we're gonna see some passing here. And unfortunately, like you said, yeah, you hit the bump, the truck bottomed out, and I know you wasn't trying to wreck no one. I understand. Like, I'm just so surprised everybody got through it. And sucks for you that you weren't able to continue on. There was no caution and whatnot. Well, I'm sure Jason understands.
Oh yeah, these boys are tough to...
Jason has done some stuff too, that he's made some mistakes. Everybody, Jaden, everybody makes mistakes. You know, we're only human. You know, we're most certainly, none of us is perfect.
So Josh is all the way back there because he pitted. And normally you'll pay the consequence when you come in a little late and you end up getting shuffled back there. But now...
he lost so much time staying out.
Mm-hmm. But now he's on the freshest tires, so he should be able
to pick up a couple. He should be able to pick up a couple of positions, but it probably won't be too many. Gilmore, for some reason, really fell down. Oh, yeah, that's right. He stayed out, too.
Yeah, and then he pitted.
Well, Jaden, we know you didn't mean to, bud. I wasn't trying to make it sound like you did it, you know, on purpose or nothing. Like whenever I said you were going for gold, but you got coal, like I wasn't like, I was just trying to say something catchy at the time. I wasn't trying to rub your face in it. I was just, man.
Oh, Jason Adams is pitting. I think a couple of those boys got to pit one more time. I don't know. because Adams pitted the last time, and Josh and them stood out an extra couple of more laps. So yeah, I know it's Josh. That's just, you know, how Josh rolls. And hey, you can tune back in tomorrow night, Josh. So he'll be. You can laugh at him because he's going to a short track, and I don't know how well he'll do there. It's Martinsville, so
10 laps to go, and Austin Anderson has a 4 1/4 second lead over Dakota Bryan. And then you got James Bryan right there in third place. So the Bryans locking down the podium at the moment. David Cassidy in fourth. Philip Bridgman, after having some good hard contact with the wall earlier in the race, rebounded to the 5th position at the moment. Mark Koshik might not be able to put up a fight with him. I think Koshik is on a completely different strategy than Bridgman. So hopefully Mark doesn't fall too far down the line. He's looking to get at least a top 8 here, I would imagine. Qualified 5th, so he is really looking to rebound from what happened at the start of the race, as far as the truck just didn't get up and go for him. Just didn't want to go on the initial start. Lost a lot of positions, but he has regained a lot of those back. So he's got a good buffer over Kevin Roy. That's 4 1/2 seconds back to Kevin Roy in 7th place. Jim Coleman-Sperger, he's back there battling with Kevin Roy. These two have been battling pretty much all night with one another. Then you got Gilmore and Hurlbut rounds out the top 10. Gilmore, he's got fresh tires, but not enough time in this event to do anything with it at this moment as far as contend for a win. He is too far back with the fresh tires to do anything. Austin Anderson controlling this race at the moment. David Cassidy has caught, or is attempting to catch, James Bryan. He is just a few tenths off of the 52 machine in the Red Baron. And there you have him. This is probably the second best battle on track besides the Roy Coleman-Sperger battle. Oh man, Cassidy got kind of tight, but he used that tightness almost to his advantage to get to the outside of the 52. That outside lane has worked for a handful of competitors tonight. It seems like it may work for Cassidy here. Bryan gets a bit aggressive, trying to side draft him back to defend that position.
And Cassidy successfully gets around James there.
Yes, Gilmore has driven up upon Coleman-Sperger and Roy and gotten past those two. He is now in the 6th position. He is coming after Philip Bridgman. So Philip Bridgman not safe with that 5th place at this moment, as he's got a lot of hungry hounds barreling down him.
Oh yeah. They would
3 laps to go.
Oh yeah. They'll sit there and take P6 or P7, maybe P8.
Maybe P. I was about to say he just could drop a few more before this race is over.
Maybe P9. Well, probably P8. Kevin Roy there, holding off good old Jim. Josh Smalls is going to have to survive with a P13. So, I think staying out a little bit, you know, too late at
Final
costing.
lap. for Austin Anderson here in the SRU Truck Series this week as he comes down the Nellis back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. Got a 4.5 second lead over Dakota Bryan. And coming off of turn 4, Austin Anderson will take the checkered flag here tonight and be the victor. Dakota gets second place. David Cassidy and James Bryan third and fourth. Gilmore, Roy, Holmansberger, Bridgman, Mark Koshik, Hurlbut rounds out the top 10. So great run for everybody involved here tonight. No cautions except for the comp caution at halfway. And back-to-back wins for this driver in the 23 machine of Austin Anderson. And this race presented to you by TrackCams22.com. As Austin celebrates there at the start-finish straight.
I'll go ahead and talk to him real quick. Mr. Smalls.
Yes, sir.
Well, we've been...
How...
Go ahead.
How was your truck handling out there? It looked like it seemed to be all right, and you were in a lot of good scraps throughout the night with a couple of different competitors there, Josh. Just the strategy just seemed to not fall your way tonight.
Yeah, truck drove good. It just I there towards the end, man, I just got a little sidetracked concentrating on doing my run there. Late in the run, the truck handled really well. I did have to lift there a little bit, but it's just fuel mileage, man. I wasn't good with the fuel mileage, but I mean, other than that, truck handled great.
Shy Girl said you're killing me, Smalls.
Well, I'm not trying to, but hey, it was a fun race, and I really enjoyed it. I thought I had a top 10 there. Phil worked with me there for a few laps and caught me up to the field, and if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have been where I was at for that last pit stop, and I tried to keep him with me, but I don't know if he got held up or what back there.
Right on, yeah, we just wanted to catch a little insight there and figure out what was going on with you and all that your viewers wanted to know. So
yeah, 10-4, I appreciate it. Like I said, man, the truck had speed, it had the handling. It was a bad strategy call. I should have went 5 laps earlier than what I had. I probably could have been able to take 4 and run these guys down, but I took 2. It's Vegas, man. You got to gamble. So I took a late gamble, and it didn't fall my way.
Shy Girl said better luck next time, which will be tomorrow at Martinsville.
Yeah. Well, you might want to watch that one. You might see the gloves come off.
Alright, but we're going to go ahead and talk to top 3, and we just wanted to bring you down here and figure out what was going on.
10-4, I appreciate it. I'm glad we put on a good show.
Yep. Anderson, you got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
Oh, not too bad of a day, I'd say.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either. You wheeling and dealing out here, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was not too bad of a race. Got dropped back a little bit and just worked my way up and just try to keep the momentum up. It's about like a super speedway in the truck, so just try to keep the momentum up and save tires without letting out the gas too much. So that's just how it kind of went today.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was chuckling about the chat we have going on here, but yes, Island Boy, that is just about it. But anyway, um, uh, great Twitch name by the way. Uh, although it seemed like your truck was awesome anywhere, like you can put it anywhere. Um, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just like I said, it's just keeping your momentum up, and then 1 and 2's got such big bumps in it. That's why I was running. If you saw me run the low line, I just came out of the pits, or I was trying to pass somebody in 1 and 2. But otherwise, I just kind of kept my truck in the middle apron basically, and kind of leaning it towards the left side. And I just had a picture in my windshield of what it's supposed to look like, and just kept trying to hit that mark every time. And then 3 and 4, slowly would have to back off throughout the run, but still maintain your momentum. Because if you got out of the throttle too much and the RPMs lowered, you'd lose big time coming down the front stretch. So it's always hard doing that, and then it's hard to maintain that because it's sure a lot easier to chase than it is to lead. So everything just went good today, and good pit call at the end to not really short pit, but pit before everybody else, and that kind of put me out to a 5-second lead versus him being right behind me, and we just tried to keep her clean the rest of the show.
Oh yeah, Shy Girl said congrats on the win. We had a great fan base out here tonight, that's for sure.
That's awesome. Good to hear.
Oh yeah. Anyway, next week you're at New Hampshire. Oh, our wonderful track. What will be your strategy if you are here going into New Hampshire?
New Hampshire is just going to be the same thing. I try to race clean. I'm still kind of learning how everybody drives, and that's really where you get the best racing is when you got 2, 3, even 4 people who kind of know each other's habits, and you can race a lot harder when you can expect what's to come out of your opponent. But New Hampshire's it's not a fun track to watch, I'd say, especially if you're watching real NASCAR on TV. But man, that track's a blast to drive. It's difficult. It's flat. Probably going to be big on tires getting into the corner, but not overcooking the tires, and just keep it clean. The fast repair saved me because I got quite a bit of damage early, so try to prevent that because a lot of other things that I run, we don't run fast repairs, and I just try to maintain that habit. And I don't want to cause anybody incidents anyway, or ruin somebody else's day. So I think it's just going to be keep it clean. Get in some practice, and just kind of play it and see how it goes,
Yes, sir. But awesome job on the win, Austin. It's always good to see you out here, especially in that tomato truck. So, any shout outs or anything you want to give?
Yeah, man, I want to get a shout out to Imperial Motorsports. That's my team on iRacing. A good group of guys. They've helped me a lot on the asphalt side of things. W5 Ranch puts food on the table for my family. His buddy Chris Warren out of Texas. WR1 Sim Chassis. If y'all looking for a Sim chassis out there, it's definitely worth what you're paying, and it's great customer service. Chad Wheeler and his gang over there at WR1 Sims are awesome. And AC2 Skins, if you're looking for paint on iRacing or really any graphic design, Anthony Caudill, man, he's going to hook you up, and he's going to do you right on the price too. And he makes every single one of my schemes. And, I kind of race the funky schemes. I don't typically look like a regular race car out here, so tow mater, lightning, all that stuff. So we'll just hopefully everything goes right next week, and I can play catch up in the points after having missed the first race.
Yes, sir. But anyway, the paint schemes are always awesome, especially running different things. I know a lot of people try to keep it NASCAR related, but lately we've been seeing a lot of weird paint schemes out there and stuff like that. So that's always a good thing. Switch it up here and there.
Yes, sir.
All right, bud. Awesome job on the win. I'll get you back over there. Heck
All right,
of a job.
I appreciate it.
No problem, boss. Bring in Mr. Dakota, the son. Dakota.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going? Again.
Overall,
Yes,
pretty. That was a good race.
I would say so, yes. A strong truck out of you. I guess Dad slipped up a little bit. Oh, no, he finished 2 cars behind you. So he really didn't lose that much. So,
No, overall, it was a pretty good night for the no gas racing team. Second and a fourth is pretty good to us.
oh yeah, I would say. Your truck seemed strong. Looked like you had the, excuse me, the long run pace in that 85 truck you had there. Why don't you give these fans here overall performance of your truck and the overall of the race tonight?
Oh, the racing was great. Nice tight racing, green flag all the way. Truck was handling great. My mistake was I should have went in when Austin went in, but I thought maybe if I stayed out 2 more laps, I'd be able to run him down. But unfortunately, just wasn't able to do it.
Yep, we seen that gap. Well, see, we seen it coming. We seen you bring it down, and then next thing you know, like, oh, okay, now he's pulling away. So, yes, unfortunately, that does sometimes happen. Because I know normally you and Pops are good at your pit strategies and stuff like that, but Austin was just on rails tonight. You were, everybody was tonight. There was a few scuff ups throughout the field tonight, little mishaps and whatnot. So P2 is always good to see you there. Next week, you guys are at New Hampshire. What's going to be your mindset going into New Hampshire?
Well, I'm not sure yet. Going to have to do some practice laps and see if it's going to be an all-out race like this one was, or if there'll be some strategy involved.
Oh yeah, I do believe there'll be strategy involved. I do believe it is a mile track. Yes, I always get that confused. I always say 2 miles, but it's actually a mile. So nothing to less, Dakota. Always good to see you, P2. Awesome racing with you out there on track and everything else. Any shout outs or anything you want to give?
Yeah, I'll give some shout-outs to SRU for, doing this truck series. Obviously, got to shout you guys out for broadcasting it, letting everybody see it. Big shout-out to the No Gas Racing team for the top 5 finishes all day, and if my uncle's watching, shout-out to him.
Right on, right on. All right, Mr. Dakota. Good job tonight, P2. Hopefully, some decent points gained there. So, always nice to see you in the top 5, and looking forward to seeing you. I do believe I will see you Sunday and Wednesday. So, until then,
Yep, definitely.
you take care of yourself and you have yourself a good one.
You too, guys. Thanks again.
No problem. And Mr. Cassidy, our other favorite Canadian. Cassidy, you got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
How's it going, boss?
Good, buddy. You?
Doing alright. Always nice to see you up there fighting with everybody. Paint schemes always look nice on your number 17 there. To the the fans watching at home, why don't you give them a little recap and overall performance of how your truck was tonight and the overall performance of the race?
I was happy with the truck. I could pretty much put it anywhere. I could run it low. I could run it high. I think my only mistake tonight was I pitted too late. I think that kind of screwed me. Austin was a little bit too far ahead. He was fast, but I should have probably went in when he went in.
It's funny because Dakota said the same thing. I think you and Dakota would have gave him a run for his money. You guys were strong all night, you and Dakota, but you were the top performer along with Dakota and Austin. So always good to see you out there in front, leading some laps, fighting for position, roughing those boys up. Next week you guys head to New Hampshire. What's going to be your strategy going into there?
I like New Hampshire. I usually run good there no matter what I run. I like the flat track, so looking forward to it, actually.
Oh, yeah. One other question. I didn't ask the other two to this. How would you describe pit road getting on there? We saw a few little slip ups there. Obviously you got in there fine, but would you say it's a tricky pit entry?
I think it's a real tricky pit entry. It's you're more you're almost off of four when you're supposed to come in. My strategy was to drop down, probably in between, like in between 3 and 4 in the middle, try to get down below the line and get it wound up without spinning out or whatever. But it worked out well for me tonight.
Yes, it did. You were on point with your pit stop, sir. Anyway, any shout outs or anything you want to give there, Mr. David?
Shout out to the league. I mean, there's not too many leagues that you can get into, go out and run 101 laps caution free, other than the stage break. You just don't get that anywhere. Great group of guys to run with. Glad I get to run. You guys for always doing a great job on the broadcast, and that's pretty much it.
We try to do our best, David, and we appreciate it. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you next week to go out there and do the same thing that you did tonight. So,
yeah, it's a weekend off next weekend, so I'll be around Friday night for sure.
There you go, buddy. Awesome job tonight, P3. Should be a good points going in there, and looking forward to chit-chatting with you later.
Yeah, we'll see you later on.
All right, buddy. All right. Well, anyway, oh no, that's right. That will do it for tonight's festivities here in the SRU Truck Series. Once again, we want to thank TrackCams 22 for all the awesome camera work that they had provided us, and bring you guys at home, the viewers who are watching. We had some great feedback tonight. Besides me trying to figure out who was who, but I think I figured it out. So, but anyway, that's that. From myself and from Will, we want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Make sure to tune in tomorrow as the BNR guys go ahead and take on Martinsville for 100 laps playoff race. I do believe 2. Yeah, playoff race 2. Oh, short track action. Some of these guys are in there too, so go on and cheer on your fan favorites there, and we can chit chat again. Until then, we thank you for coming out, and you guys have a safe morning, afternoon, evening, wherever